Oh, the Charlotte Hornets, man. This is a team that over the past few years has made some pretty, shall we say, questionable decisions. However, they finally got something right. They drafted this kid. Now, will LaMelo Ball be the best player in this draft? Maybe, honestly. He has arguably the highest upside of anyone in the draft, but also arguably one of the highest chances of becoming a total bust. But that said, he was still, in my opinion, the right pick. So why exactly was LaMelo Ball the right pick for this Hornets squad? Well, he seemed to be the best player available, which is a good start. He's probably the only guy in the draft with an elite NBA-ready skill, his passing. Plus, the one thing LaMelo Ball gets your franchise above arguably anything else is eyeballs. Eyeballs on your team, fan attention, media attention, ticket sales, relevancy, and all the fun stuff and revenue and money that comes with it. And hey man, let's be honest, which team in recent years has been more in need of relevancy than the Charlotte Hornets? So congrats Charlotte, you're relevant again, and that matters, honestly. However, being relevant again doesn't necessarily mean that they're good yet. They're still a pretty bad team and they're still desperate to improve. And you know what they say, desperate times call for desperate measures. I think we can all be honest here and say that 4 years, 120 million for my guy Gordon Hayward, and congrats to Gordon Hayward, I'm happy for you. But that kind of money, post-leg break, is a pretty outrageous overpay. That said, for a team with cap space who doesn't really attract free agents anyway, fair enough, I kind of get it. But yeah, we could argue about the money and the fairness of contracts and the dollars all day long, but the point is this duo is a start. The Charlotte Hornets are building something and I'm excited for them, honestly. And that is exactly why today I'm taking over MJ's squad, building around this duo and trying to turn him into a contender, yes, a contender, in just 3 seasons. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a tough one, but let's hop into it. Okay, just quickly before I forget, before we get too deep into this video, little public service announcement. I'm actually going to be changing the name of this channel. Now, below the rim as a concept really resonates with me because I've always prided myself on being a good basketball player despite not being able to get above the rim, despite being slow, unable to jump, not very athletic. It does resonate with me, but that said, I want something that resonates more with me as a person. I think below the rim just feels a bit impersonal to me. So I'm basically going to change the channel to my name. As a kid, I was one of many Jameses in my friendship group. It got really confusing, and my full name is James Tribe. I've always had a pretty cool surname, and most of my friends at school just called me Tribe or Tribey, so I'm gonna call the channel Tribey. Nice and simple, 2 syllables, rolls off the tongue, and it's literally me. So yeah, keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks. I want to get a bit of artwork done first, channel banners, logos, that sort of stuff, but the channel name will be changing. So yeah, keep an eye out, name change coming soon, stay tuned. Okay, here we are at the start of next season. I'm actually using a pretty good roster I found that has most of the free agents already updated. You'll see we've got Gordon Hayward here, and I think that is about exactly actually what he's earning. We've got LaMelo Ball as a 77 overall. If we look through some of the teams, I think some of the other free agency moves have been updated. Yeah, Alec Burks to the Knicks, which is pretty much the biggest move to happen so far, let's be honest. Obi Toppin. Yeah, everything seems to be updated. Harold Schroeder. I don't think it's going to be a perfect roster, so we'll probably see some mistakes as we go. But for now, I'm feeling it. And here's the roster we're working with right now. We've got Devontae Graham at the 2, LaMelo at the 1. I want LaMelo to be the playmaker. Devontae Graham more of an off-ball shooter, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Zeller. Then off the bench, we've got some work to do here before the season even starts because we have no backup big. I think I'll probably have to move Rozier. I don't think he wants to come off the bench again. He's being paid quite a lot of money, and I need another center on the roster, so maybe I'll trade Rozier for a big, maybe try and develop these two for 1 year and then see how we go. Might trade him down the line. All right, we're phoning up the Grizzlies, man, because Jonas Valanciunas, man, if you watch LaMelo Ball in Australia, you know he's a pretty good pick and roll player, so you want someone who can set a mean screen, man, and Jonas is that. I'm guessing he has brick wall. I've never actually checked this, but he must have brick wall. Gold brick wall, there you go, that's what we need. So I'm thinking Terry Rozier in a first. From Memphis' perspective, like Ja Morant, he pushes the pace. He's kind of a 7 seconds, fast-paced player. Jonas Valanciunas is not. So I think they might want to pivot in a different direction with center. This might allow them to kind of trade Tyus Jones, move Terry Rozier to the backup PG, trade Tyus Jones for a center. I think the first round pick would be appealing to them as a young team as well. So yeah, 2025 first, Terry Rozier for Jonas Valanciunas. Let's see if that goes through. It does not. I might have to throw a few seconds on it as well. Let's see if this goes through. No? Are you kidding? Let's try one more. Oh my God, all right, 1 more second. I mean, seconds aren't that valuable anyway, so if they accept this, I'm down. There we go. Okay, it took a lot, but we got it done. Okay, so I also noticed that Malik Monk is actually expiring at the end of the season, and I don't think I want to pay him, so I might send him to the Nuggets, because the Nuggets, let's be honest, I don't think they want to develop RJ Hampton. Malik Monk's at least a little bit older and maybe a little bit more ready to give them some minutes, so let's bring in RJ Hampton as our backup point guard, and I will try my best to develop him. And then I think, because I don't really mind being bad this season, because that 2021 draft class is kind of strong, I might actually G League Hampton for the first season. And then in terms of backup guard minutes, I guess Grant Riller there, I think he was their second round pick this season, is going to be our backup guard. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But like I said, I'm not really too fussed if we're bad this season anyway, kind of like a cheeky little tank. Okay, so going into season number 1, we got LaMelo, Devontae, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Valanciunas. Off the bench, we got Miles Bridges as a sixth man, who I hope can develop, Cody Martin, which is tough, Cody Zeller, which is tough, and Grant Riller, a 68 overall backup point guard. In terms of scoring options, I actually put Hayward as the first scoring option because, I mean, he's making 30 mil. He might as well try and play like it. LaMelo Ball second, then Jonas Valanciunas. In terms of system, we actually went for 7 seconds, which obviously Valanciunas hates. If we have to move him down the line, we can, but LaMelo kind of likes it, Devontae kind of likes it. Most of the team kind of like it, so yeah, we'll roll with it, And yeah, I'm expecting to be bad, obviously, so the only thing to find out now is just how bad we're gonna be. Yeah, we were trash. 31 and 51, Giannis MVP, LaMelo Ball Rookie of the Year. I mean, I did play him 38 minutes a night to try and develop him, but 17.5, 8.4, decent enough shooting splits. Like, if he actually shoots 44% and 35% his rookie year, I think that'll be an achievement. So, great start to LaMelo's career. I'm feeling it. Spencer Dinwiddie, 6th man of the year. Giannis Antetokounmpo, defensive player of the year. He dominates in these, man. Chris Boucher, most improved player. You don't really see that often. Frank Vogel, coach of the year. Yeah, we're 31 and 51. So let's get through all of this. I don't think we're going to have any All-NBA team guys. Okay, so Gordon Hayward had 18 points per game as our number 1 scoring option. I was expecting more, honestly. I was hoping he'd be a 20-point per game scorer. He wasn't horrendously inefficient. I think in future he needs to just not be the number 1 scorer. Then he could get his efficiency up to 50. So, you know, not terrible, not great. I'd like to see more from my guy Gordon. Hopefully he'll get better as we go along. LaMelo Ball killed it. I'm really pleased with that. Devontae Graham, 16.6, 8 assists. Not very efficient at all, but yeah, I mean, I can deal with I like the 8 assists. That's kind of solid. Jonas was really, really good, actually, so that's awesome. I'm guessing he shot well from downtown as well. He didn't shoot any threes. Interesting. I might want to play with his tendencies. PJ Washington, I haven't played with his tendencies, and he's actually doing really well, so I respect that. Miles Bridges, way better than I thought. Maybe I will keep developing him. And then the rest of the guys are the rest of the guys. Let's have a look at Grant Riller's field goal percentage. 36% from the field. Yeah, I've never played a 68 overall, but it looks like he developed to a 73. So, yeah, congrats, Grant. You're probably never playing a minute for me, but congrats. Okay, so the Lakers were the NBA champions. They beat the Nets in the finals, which could actually be a finals matchup next season. I would love to see that. Anyway, let's advance to the offseason, see what we can do. It's time to start really building the squad now, I think. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I'm guessing we had a high chance at a decent enough pick. At least you'd imagine like top 5. Let's see what happened. 7th. All right, 7th. Not ideal. Maybe I'll trade up. I'll have to think about that one. All right, yeah, time for James Borrego to dip for sure. Mike D'Antoni, you don't need to be an assistant coach, my guy. We need your 7-second offense, and we need it now. Okay, so because the 7th pick is only the 7th pick, and I didn't think I could get like an elite talent, I thought maybe I'll try trading it. And Jonas doesn't really fit 7 seconds, doesn't really fit D'Antoni's system. And Onyeka Okongwu would be an amazing fit. If you guys don't know, he played with Lonzo, LaMelo, Liangelo on Chino Hills back in the day. So these guys will have great chemistry. I'm pretty sure he'll be a great fit on 7 seconds. I think he develops into the high 80s and he's going to be way better than Jonas Valanciunas. So if we're playing the long game here and really developing him, I think this is the move. Now I'm just wondering, do I need to give this pick up? Like, can I give up a future first instead? Jalen McDaniels, Caleb Martin, and you'll give me a second back. Oh yeah, that's a deal. Let's do it. All right, so we just got Onyeka Okongwu without giving up the second pick. That is awesome. That is perfect. Also, RJ Hampton's a 70 overall, and we've got Chris Dunn as a trade piece, so yeah, maybe I can still trade the pick? Okay, so just Chris Dunn and the 7th pick could get me Miles Turner and Jeremy Lamb, who could be a solid bench piece or trade chip. Does eat into our cap space, but I mean, Miles Turner could then probably start at center, we'll develop a Okongwu off the bench. I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling that. Like, drafting a 7th pick's going to take ages to develop. We know who Miles Turner is. That's a big trade. That's a big trade. And he can stretch the floor. So I'm loving that. I'm loving that. All right, for the sake of cap space, though, I will trade Jeremy Lamb. It's just 10.5 million for a 78 overall. I'm not really feeling it. I'll offer Grant Riller as a sweetener, a young player for the Hawks as well, to take on Jeremy Lamb. I think they'd quite like him as a wing anyway. First round pick, Bruno Fernando. Awesome. Nafali Dante in the 2nd round. Yes, please. Let's do that. Okay. More big depth. I'm here for it. Wow, talk about a draft still. 8th pick of the 2nd round, we got a 75 overall in Farley Dante. Yeah, he's going to be a nice trade piece. I mean, we've already got our big sorted, but he'll be a nice trade piece with some value. Options there, definitely want to bring these guys back. Qualifying offers, Devontae Graham, these guys can walk, that's perfect. Oh no, okay, so we don't have bird rights on Devontae Graham, but we do need a 2-guard, so whether we bring back Devontae Graham and match what he gets offered, that's one option, or we just try and seek an even better 2-guard. All right, having surveyed the market, I feel like Paul George is the move. If he starts playing like playoff P or pandemic P or whatever you want to call him and bottling it for us, we will trade him, but as of right now, He could be the star power that we need to actually become a contender, so I'm going to throw in the bag, man. I can offer him 2 years, 65, which is just a bit more, but can I just clear up a little bit more cap to make sure I get him? That is the big question. Okay, maybe I'll flip Vernon Carey and Bruno Fernando, as they're just kind of excess bigs at this point, I think. So yeah, let's see what we can get for these boys. Damn, okay, the Knicks are offering picks, which is definitely kind of fun. Don't know if it's worth 2 first-round picks, but hey, we're struggling. Do you know what? I'll remove one of them. I'll stick a second in instead. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, so I forgot to hit record as I was offering Paul George a contract, but we did actually offer him a bag, 4 years, 150 million. He's going to play next to Gordon Hayward, hopefully. So yeah, let's see if that goes through, and then we'll see if there's any way of us getting Devontae back as well. All right, what's going on here? So we've got Paul George agreeing to come. Devontae Graham, we can't even get him back. That's kind of sad. Okay, he's literally killing all of our cap space, but it is an upgrade on Devontae Graham, so I think we're just going to have to let him walk. All right, so looking at the team right now, we've got pretty solid point guard options there. I'm happy for RJ Hampton to back up LaMelo. Paul George probably needs a backup. Haywards and Bridges I'm happy with. PJ Washington needs a backup. Turner, Okongwu, Dante. Maybe Okongwu can be our backup 4. Maybe I trade Dante for a backup 4. We'll see. Wow, okay, these options are highly depressing. Let's bring in the GOAT. We'll bring in the GOAT for now on a 2-year team option, lower it a little bit, maybe trade him. I hate trading Alex Caruso, but it may have to be done. Oh, guys, mistakes were made. Paul George regresses at 31. I forgot that was a thing in 2K, so yeah, he might be on the trade block sooner than we thought, but LaMelo has progressed amazingly. Hayward staying strong. Bridges is really progressing. Everyone else is progressing. Everything else is looking really good. Just a little bit concerned about my guy Paul George, unfortunately. All right, training camp. So untapped potential. Let's have a look at LaMelo Ball. Does he need an untapped potential? It says it's A+, so maybe I'll work on something else. Maybe we'll work on his like perimeter shooting or something. Yeah, we'll send LaMelo to perimeter shooting. Then I want to go untapped potential on PJ Washington, I think would be a good move. Yeah, we'll give that to PJ. Then I'll go untapped potential as well on RJ Hampton's tempting, Okongwu's tempting. I guess because RJ Hampton's backing up LaMelo, he's never going to get big minutes anyway, so maybe Okongwu makes more sense. Yeah, we'll do that. And he's an A, which is really nice, so we're going to have to make sure we get him some minutes. All right, here's the squad. I am going to give Paul George a season. I'm not liking his overall, but we're going to try it. Starting 5's looking awesome. I'm starting Okongwu because I really want to develop him. Turner's going to come off the bench. I do currently only have an 8-man rotation, though, with these 3 guys coming off the bench. So I'm thinking I need a wing potentially off the bench. And yeah, Melly, Dante. I've got some trade pieces here. I want to figure that out for sure. Okay, so the Cavs offer me Kevin Porter Jr., who's actually a 79 overall. I'm pretty sure he can shoot the rock, which is the main thing I want coming off the bench with LaMelo. 85 from 3, not very good from mid-range, but he is young. He will develop. They do want a first, which is kind of tough, but yeah, for that, I'm kind of okay with it. Okay, going into season number 2, here's the rotation we got together. I think we've kept things semi-realistic. We've got some great young pieces. LaMelo Ball, Paul George, kind of washed, but we'll see how he does. Gordon Hayward, PJ Okongwu. Off the bench, we have the 2 Mileses. We've got Miles with a Y, Miles with an I. RJ and Kevin Porter Jr. Again, really young team with a couple cheeky veterans thrown in. I'm liking it. Scoring options wise, I wanted to see what LaMelo Ball could do as the number 1 scoring option. Paul George will be 2, and I think Gordon Hayward being the 3rd scoring option makes more sense. You see, he wasn't overly efficient last season, was probably trying to take too many shots, so that should suit him a lot better. System proficiency wise, we have built a way more D'Antoni-ish team. Okongwu loves it, 4 stars. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so my predictions for this team, I'm honestly not too sure. It's still really young, but there's a lot of talent, so I'm thinking 45 to 50 wins. I think next season we'll go all in and try and win a championship. For now, I'll set up like a 6th, 7th seed, and hey, if we can win a playoff series, that would be sweet. Okay, I clearly play this game too much because once again I nailed it, 48 and 34. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a really solid 2nd season. LeBron James MVP, BJ Boston, DeJounte Murray, Anthony Davis, and Jalen Smith, with Monty Williams as coach of the year. Hopefully that'll be us next season. All right, let's have a look at the All-NBA team, see if LaMelo snuck on one. I mean, who knows? All-NBA 2nd team, any Hornets? No. LaMelo Ball, All-NBA 3rd team. You love to see it. Let's go, LaMelo. Clearly had good chemistry playing with his boy Onyeka Okongwu, so yeah, it's clearly working out. Let's have a look at the all-defensive teams. Paul George, all-defensive 1st team. Fair enough. And he's gone back up to an 89 because I changed his, every player has this thing that makes him decline at a certain age. His was set to 31, which seemed unfair, so I bumped it to 33, and apparently he's like improving. So yeah, congrats Paul George. You're an 89 overall and an All-NBA 1st team defender. I rate it. All right, I think that's all good. Okay, we're actually the 5th seed in the playoffs, which is actually better than I thought we'd do. That is awesome. Let's have a look at the stats for the season, see how well LaMelo actually did to get on an All-NBA 3rd team. Paul George, actually the top scorer. Okay, we made a good move here. I like it. 22, 5 and 5. That's awesome. LaMelo Ball, 22 and 10. That is incredible. Definitely worth keeping him as a number 1 scoring option. He's clearly doing work. Efficiency is not terrible. His 3-pointers climbing. That's looking awesome. Gordon Hayward still performing, 16 points per game, still getting a few assists and facilitating. PJ Washington still balling out. Miles Bridges has dipped a bit, but there's more talent on the team now, so that's fine. Onyeka pretty much averaged a double-double with 2 blocks per game. Field goal percentage was awful though. Wow. Oh wow. Wow. He was shooting 5 3-pointers a game. Okay, once I fix his tendencies and remove his 3-point tendency, he's actually going to play well in the playoffs, so that's absolutely fine. Turner was Turner. Kevin Porter, not bad off the bench. RJ Hampton, 6 and 3, pretty good efficiency. Kyle Korver got a few minutes out there as well. Okay, perfect. Best defense in the NBA with LaMelo Ball on your team. That is an achievement. Honestly, that is an achievement, because as we know, LaMelo Ball, he's a traffic cone. Whoa, yeah. Okay, so we need to improve our offense. We're kind of middle of the pack there, but that is absolutely fine. All right, man, I'm not expecting too much, but I wouldn't mind winning the first round against Orlando. I haven't actually checked who they've got. Let's have a look at their squad. Devontae Graham, the Devontae Graham Revenge Series. I love it. Aaron Gordon. Yeah, we should be beating this team, honestly. We are down 1-0, that said, so yeah, let's see how we do. Come on, LaMelo, pull the boys through. 2-1. Give me 3-1. Let's go. Finish it off. Okay, and we've got the 8th seed in the next round. Not sure quite how Philly was an 8th seed with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. Yeah, although they're not that deep around them, so hey, who knows? We might pull it off. Technically, we're the favourites, I guess. Come on. Oh my god, if we go to the conference finals, man, come on, I swear. Get a job done, pivotal game 5, finish it. Let's go! That's huge. All right, how do we play in the playoff? How do we play in the closeout game, I should say? 42 and 13 for LaMelo Ball. That is incredible. And Onyeka's getting a bit more efficient, although I will say 2 rebounds is a little bit disappointing. 21 and 10 for Paul George. Damn, LaMelo, let's go. Keep carrying this squad. And we've got the 7th seed in the next round, so we're getting very lucky here. Again, not sure how they're a 2nd seed. They don't really have a bench. Let's get this done, man. Why not go to the finals in year 2? Let's get it done. Come on. No, come on. Don't lose now. Maybe Boston was too much. All right. Fair enough. We were never going to win it all in the 2nd year, but that gives me a lot of hope that next year we can make a few tweaks around the edges, improve our offense, and get this done, man. Looks like the Suns are going to win it all, and they do. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the MVP. Oh my gosh, that team's going to be insane. Who have they got? Giannis, Chris Paul, Ayton. Where's Booker? All right, you do you, Suns. It worked. Okay, NBA draft time. Do we have any picks? We have the... Oh my gosh. We have the 2nd pick and the 22nd pick. Oh, it's time to go all in. It's time to go all in. You know I have to trade the pick in the final season. Whoa, we can get Miles Turner for Rudy Gobert and we still get the 5th pick back. I know I was trying to improve the offense, but hey, an 80 overall versus an 87, elite defense, we can just become the best defensive team of all time. I'm making that trade. And hey, I've still got a 5th pick, so I might as well draft someone. Whether they stay on the squad or not, who knows? But I will draft someone. Hopefully somebody falls. I don't know this draft. I think this is the 2022 draft. I don't know it incredibly well, but I do know the name Chet Holmgren. It's done. I don't need Chet Holmgren. I'm probably going to trade Chet Holmgren, but I'm taking him because this guy is a beast. Caleb Houston, get involved. We traded for Rudy Gobert and we still come out of the draft with an 80 overall center and a 76 overall. Yeah, these draft classes are a little juiced. Wow, look at these names. Steph, get involved, mate. Yeah, we got no money. All right, we have a mid-level exception, so I guess why not sign Gary Harris, even if it's just as like a trade piece or something? I'll lower it a little bit. And then we're obviously going to bring back Miles Bridges, so we need to make sure we retain the rights to him. Everybody else can leave. All right, that's looking good. That's looking good. I'll lower that a tad. That should be good to match with other contracts as well. If we do want to trade him, 20 mil is a solid number. Come on, Miles. There we go. Okay, Miles Bridges is signed. Let's get to training camps, man. We don't need any other talent on this team. We're already juiced. Okay, LaMelo's already a 90. He's starting to go crazy. He's even a good defender, which is ridiculous. Paul George, I fixed him. I know it's a bit cheeky to change his, vitals or whatever, but he ain't regressing at 31. So I think that's fair enough. Yeah, this team's wild. Okay, training camps. It's probably going to be a one-tap potentials, honestly. So Okongwu can go there again. I want him to be an absolute monster this season, even if he's going to be off the bench behind Rudy at this point. Then I'll probably use one on, PJ again. I want to keep PJ. We're going to keep him around. And then, honestly, who else needs it? Probably going to trade Chet Holmgren. RJ Hampton, there we go. That's perfect. Okay, so here's how we're looking going into the 3rd and final season right now. We've got LaMelo, we've got Paul George, Gordon Hayward's still around and we are going to keep him. PJ Washington, I might have to move him to the bench and try and find a better starting power forward. Okongwu, Gobert off the bench. I am going to keep starting Okongwu because I really like him. Kevin Porter Jr., Miles Bridges and Hampton. So right off the bat, we have this guy, Chet Holmgren, future superstar, just kind of chilling outside the rotation. So I'm wondering, if I package him and Miles Bridges, could I get an elite starting power forward? That's kind of where my head's at right now. So I think I'm going to give that a go. Kristaps Porzingis, I'm going for it. I'm going all in. Miles Bridges, good piece for Luka right now. Chet Holmgren, future superstar. Gary Harris, and an insanely valuable unprotected New York pick in next year's draft. So I think they're going to accept this. I honestly do. They do. Oh my god, this team is so complete. Let's go. All right, there is nothing left to be done. This is the final squad, and I have faith this team can get me a championship. LaMelo Ball, Paul George, Gordon Hayward, Porzingis, and Okongwu. Picture that on a basketball court in real life. Defense, offense. Obviously, last season we were middle of the pack offensively. Porzingis is going to sort that out. Rudy Gobert, our backup center, is going to make us even more elite on defense. Kevin Porter is a sick man. RJ Hampton, PJ Washington now at the end of our rotation, which shows just what a team this is. And then scoring options wise, I kept LaMelo as a number one scoring option because it worked for him last season. I have bumped Porzingis above Paul George because he's younger and he's more offensively minded. I want Paul George to kind of anchor our perimeter defense. System wise, we're 4.5 stars. This team fits D'Antoni's system really, really well. All right, for some reason, this team just feels so right to me. So I'm going to make a bold claim. 60 plus wins and we are going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy. We're winning the chip. Okay, we're at the trade deadline and I'm looking at Devin Vassell. We're not doing as well as I wanted. Like 33 and 18 solid, but I might make one trade. I forgot I had this Caleb Houston guy that I'm not playing and he's got value. So, but screw it. I'm going to pull the trigger anyway. Maybe I'll regret it, but I'll do that for now. That's going to be fun. Devin Vassell, welcome to the team. He's going to be our new sixth man. Okay, so at the end of season number 3, we finished with 56 wins. A little bit short of my 60 win prediction, but still looks like a contender. So I'm happy. LeBron James, Chet Holmgren. I probably should have kept him, honestly. Maybe I could have had him instead of Rudy Gobert and traded Gobert. That is awesome. Fair play, Chet. You know, clearly Doncic is helping him out a lot. 23, 11. Yeah, he's a beast. Killian Hayes, Anthony Davis, and David Johnson. Okay, second team. This kid is starting to seriously develop. I love it. Hopefully he can lead us to a title. All defensive first team Paul George. He's still a beast there, which is awesome. All right, that's awesome. Let's go. We are actually the first seed in the East, and we have Indiana in round 1. I'm feeling pretty confident. That's looking great. 25 and 12. Yeah, he's a monster. He's probably an MVP candidate at this point or getting close. Paul George still killing it. Fair play, Paul. Kristaps Porzingis, you know, he was definitely the third option, but those numbers are respectable. I love the defense with the 1.7 blocks per game. Gordon Hayward's definitely been a little bit marginalized, but you know, from a 33-year-old, I'll take 14, 4, and 4 as a fourth option. And Onyeka Okongwu, there we go. Once you fix his tendencies, basically averaging a double-double with 2 blocks per game and 50% from the field, so that is awesome. Devin Vassell, 10, 4, like solid 6-man numbers. 8, Rudy Gobert, Rudy Gobert off the bench is a bit silly, but yeah, it is what it is. RJ Hampton, 7 points per game, 4 assists. All right, let's get into the playoffs. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. It's the final chance, the final season. Let's get it done. Round 1. I'm not even checking their team. That's kind of disrespectful, but let's see if we can just sweep them. There we go. There we go. Come on, easy money. Round 2, Philadelphia, the team that I believe knocked us out last season. Let's see if they got any better. Ben Simmons, Matisse. I mean, they're still really good. But I think this is our time to shine. Let's go. Get them out of the way. Ooh, that's tough. Oh, that's really tough. All right. What's going on? Onyeka Okongwu, 6'9", against Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? I might have to switch him up. I'm sorry. It's going to have to happen. Just for this series, we'll put Okongwu on the bench and we'll start Rudy Gobert. I think he's going to be better off taking on Joel Embiid. Come on, please don't lose in the second. Why? Why 2K? I did everything possible and we still lose to Philly. Actually, let's have a look at the closeout game. See how depressing it was. Who let me down? Who sold? Gordon Hayward. Oh my god. Everyone was terrible. Playoff P in full playoff P mode. Bricking everything. That's some Danny Green numbers right there.